All right, we're back. We're going to talk about exponents and roots in this lesson. First off, I want you to think when we say something is in square feet, what do we mean? So if you're in your yard and it's 5 feet by 4 feet, we would multiply them and get 20 square feet. So that tells you something is squared, means it's not, there's more than one dimension to it. Okay? Exponents indicate a number called the base is to be multiplied by itself. So any number x to the 0 power is always equal to 1. These are some rules to go over, okay? I'm going to go over some of these exponent rules you may or may not remember. 5 to the 0 power would be 1. This is a little confusing. Just remember, any number to the 0th power is 1. Any number to the first power is always equal to itself. 4 to the first power would be equal to 4. Now let's take a more typical exponent. 2 raised to the 5th power is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It's 2 times itself 5 times, which is equal to 32. Now I'm just going to go over all the rules individually. We addressed some of these already. X to the 0th power is always equal to 1. X to a negative power is equal to 1 over x to that exponent. So if we had x to the negative 3 power, that would be equal to 1, say it was 3 to the negative second. If it was 3 to the negative second power, that would be equal to 1 over 3 to the second power. If it was 2 to the negative second power, that would be equal to 1 over 2 to the second power. If it's fractional, x to the negative n over y to the negative m, you flip it over. It's the reciprocal. Reciprocal means flip it over. So if we had, say, 1 to the negative third over 1 to the negative fifth, it would be 1 to the 5th over 1 to the 4th. Or if we had 2 to the negative 4th over 2 to the negative 5th, you'd flip them over. 2 to the 5th over 2 to the 4th. That's what it's equal to. Another rule, x to the a power times x to the b power equals x to the a plus b power. So if it was something like 2 to the third, 2 to the second, it would be 2 to the second plus the third, so 2 to the 5th. X over a divided by x over b, you subtract. So if it was 2 to the 5th over 2 to the third, you'd subtract the exponents. 5 minus 3, 2, so that would be 2 to the second. When you multiply these exponents, you just multiply them when they're in parentheses. You don't add them. Okay, that's a little different. But when it has something in parentheses to an exponent, you multiply. So if it was 3 to the second, parentheses 5 to the 5th, you'd multiply. 2 times 5 is 10, so it would be 3 to the 10th. We'll go over this in a little more detail on the next slide with concrete examples, but just so you have an idea of how this works, okay? And again, x to the negative a equals 1 over x to the a. So if we had 3 to the negative second, that's equal to 1 over 3 to the second. And again, x to the 0th power equals 1. So some examples. 2 to the third power, 2 times 2 times 2, 8. 125 to the 0th power. Remember, any number to the 0th power equals 1. 9 to the first power, 9. Any number to the first power equals that number. 5 to the negative 1 power equals 1 over 5, which is 1 over 5 to the 1. See, we simplified twice. Okay? You could pause it if you want to review this. You can pause it anytime by pressing the space bar. 4 to the negative second power equals 1 over 4 to the second. Remember, any negative power, you flip it over and you get rid of the negative. And that's equal to 1 over 4 to the second, which is equal to 1/16. 2 to the 4th times 2 to the second. Remember, the base has to be the same when we're doing this. And that's equal to 2 times 4 plus 2, which is equal to 2 to the 6th. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times itself 6 times equals 64. 2 to the 5th divided by 2 to the second equals 2 to the 5 minus 2. When you divide exponents that have the same base, you subtract. So 2 to the 3rd, which is equal to 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. Okay, this is that parentheses I was talking about. 2 to the 3rd to the 4th power. So you multiply 2 times 3 to 3 times 4, so 2 to the 12th. You could figure that out on your own. I'm not going to. 3 divided by 5 to the 3rd. This gets a little tricky. Okay, when you have division and then you have that raised to an exponent. You apply the exponent to the numerator, the top, and the denominator, the bottom. Okay? And that's it for this video. I'll see you next time.